Hello, 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 hello. It is the end of round 3 and we're over halfway through this esteemed tournament. Over 300 players have logged times now, but it's time to look at the finest nerds in the world in this top 20 review. We're starting off the week, as we have done for the last few weeks, with Kota's Secrets run, which is this one. We only need to skip 30 seconds into the future to take a look. So there were 4 secrets. I managed to get a decent run. I think Kota's does beat mine. I think I did it in a 1:45 or something like that. I can't remember the exact time. So I think Kota's run does beat mine, but I forgot to mark which demo it was, so I've got no idea. But yeah, the first one doesn't have a teleporter, so you've got to run in and back out. It's nicely hidden up there. I managed to find all of these this week, and I've just had to go at finding the ones for week number 4, and found none on the first run through. So that was good. Oh, that's really good. I had to go all the way around. Now this bit... Oh, do you have a setup for this? Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. That took me a couple of attempts to get down. But yeah, if there's a setup, that's cool. Then pretty much taking the normal route that we're going to see, but a bit slower. So you'll see people go wider and faster through there. Taking this. Oh, you can just do that. Okay. Yeah, I found that one really difficult to get up to, but for some reason I was trying to get direct up. So nicely done. And then the final one. Up around this corner. Off of here, onto the ledge. Even goes for a wall run for extra speed. Through here, try not to get the double jump, otherwise you'll smash your head. I'm doing this as if it's an actual competitive category. We should make it a competitive category. Just put secrets, put checkpoints in all the secrets. If Xonotic had bonuses, that would be I would definitely do that. If Xonotic had bonuses, if I ever make a secrets filled map in Momentum mod, I'm adding it as a bonus. Disconnect. Oh, I forgot to exec the, 1 second. HUD enabled, and it is time to get into our proper players and proper runs. We start off with the African champion for this week, Tomato, with an 85-second run. We have one this week. No African champion last week, but this week we've got one. So let's see on this one. A fairly slow run. I wouldn't expect to see... We're probably not going to see any strafe running. But I had a quick check of the profile, and they have played a lot of duel and stuff. Tomato organised a duel tournament yesterday, apparently. That's pretty cool. Where did they organise it? Because it was not in the normal Discord. Oh, this isn't the guy that's making the terrible bot. Elo bot, is it? The less said about that, the better. Decent understanding of running, just absolutely no understanding of strafing, unless they're doing a W only run on purpose. Would be the only option there. But if you've played a decent bit of duel in this game, you'd surely understand at least AD turning. Does understand ramps, I think. We have seen some players going complete straight and narrow, avoiding all ramps. This is the easier way to get down that turn. Quite difficult to make, even at these sort of speeds. I was doing some W-only runs on this map. And nicely done. Nicely across the line. So there's the map. That's the way you do it, but I think we're going to see some much different routes, and I think we're going to see a lot of route variation, somehow more than the week before. I didn't think there'd be any route variation on this, but I have seen some. It's going to be an impressive week for routes if what I see came true by the end of the week. But we move on to the ever-venerable Dez. 42.27 in 38th place for Dez overall. Your South American champion. Let's take a look. I think there'll be a few big differences. So in general, if you follow the blue path, that's the easier path. If you follow the yellow path, that is the more pro route path. Except for that one bit there, that's how it kind of goes. So the blue heads off to the side, the yellow jumps over this top section. Of course, you can take it nicely through there, losing very little speed. That's a decent bit of spacing there for Des. He W-turns this corner, that's pretty good. And then gets a good strafe. He's got a good angle for this final corner to get a little W-turn and a little bit of extra speed coming through. And nicely done. Vamos, Desmondo. Next up, we have Fetus in 20th place with a 40.68. Which is not a bad time at all. Fairly close this week, actually. Overall, what are we looking at? We're looking at 2.5 seconds between the top 20. As always, there's some jumps and then there's some clumps. And no ties still. Have we had a tie at all? Okay, we've seen our first route variation there. Going inside wide. Very nice there. Taking very little speed loss. Does come in there, takes probably a bit more speed loss than Des. Nice W-turn through, keeping a lot of speed through here. All the way across, no worries. Des had to do a little bit of an adjustment, I think, to get across that and to feel safe. But very, very nicely done there from Fetus. 40.68. We roll on a decent chunk with a 40.46 to Kante, the Oceania champion. And we'll take a look if there's any different routes and see where we are. Of course, in these first 5 runs, we're establishing our baseline for what's generally going to happen. And quite often we'll see one of the faster routes executed poorly or with a complete cock-up in one place. But sometimes that can be faster than, and you just can't get that proper run going. Nicely done, good amount of distance, gets a lot of speed through there, keeps it clean up and keeps it tight. Good jump there, you don't want to go too far on that because you'll end up missing that down ramp as Kante does. We're going to see that back and forth again with over jumping then under jumping, and depending on what people are going for. Misses the down ramps there, does catch that one. And then very nice into the finish. Fantastic work. 0.01 faster here. Plaza just edges out Kante. Or Carnate. I can never pronounce it. But that's fine, he's Australian, he won't be watching. You say you were doing the wrong start all along, but I think we're going to have back and forths. Because I tried the insides. The start is an interesting one. You've got, realistically, it's second room. First room, there's nothing you can do. You boom, boom, and then you need to get 2 down ramps here. Very clean up here, and that's all fine. I think nobody's going to do anything different there. Here is the difference. Are we going yellow path and taking the inside, or are we going blue path and getting more speed? I very much found that getting more speed was important. This is very interesting. You managed to get the down ramp there with Plaza. Gains more speed. Now, the thing of note there for Plaza is this is only 0.01, and Plaza's hit a couple of extra up ramps, so down ramps, and here it hits an extra down ramp because for some reason Kante went the straight way. Not quite sure what was going on there, but yeah, it's interesting seeing how close those 2 runs are, that the execution of Carnate's run was much better than Plaza's, I think, because Plaza had a lot more down ramps in the route in general. Up next, we have Kabla with a 40.38. That is 0.07. So pretty close between these 3. And we'll see if we get any differences now. Because yeah, we've already had more route differences than last week, really. haven't we? If you're talking like actually went a different path route differences rather than my very much making it up so that I was correct about 3 different routes. But I didn't think there'd be anything here. I'm happy to be wrong because it gives me more to talk about. We're on the inside here, very fast route for an inside run from what we've seen so far. Nicely gets the down ramp, very little speed lost. Really, you're looking to hit that side ramp as a flat piece and lose no time. Improvement there from Moon in the bottom corner, because apparently that didn't turn off. Nice bit of work on the way through. Crushes the end. And it's all good. Nice run from Kabla. No comments. No notes, as it were. Up next, Cute Bones. Big jump here. 0.25 is the jump up to Cute Bones in 16th place. So, either much cleaner execution or a different route. I'm going to say cleaner execution. Cute Bones tends to have just picks a route, gets it good, and gets a good result. And sometimes that plays off better. Yeah, we're definitely looking at cleaner execution. The route round here I really like. So that previous section was cool because that was a double jump rather than a ramp jump to get up, and then managed to get a down ramp as well in the middle of that, in that third room kind of. Very nice W turn all the way around that corner. Keeps a lot of speed coming through here. And very clean and tidy into the finish. Let's take a look at that one again. Because there is something I want to hone in on. We're going to go slow-mo. Because we're going to see it again and again and again, I think. This is going to be a great week for just building our routes and our techniques. So just here, we have right in front of us the side ramp. We want to get up on top of it. We can, of course, take the yellow path, but we're wanting to take the blue path because it's quicker. We'll probably hit twice on the yellow, losing more speed. The blue, we can very gently glance. We've got a lot of time to get into position and slide that part, so we lose very little speed. But instead, we're going to take a double jump on the edge of this so that we lose no speed from the ramp. And it's just a normal double jump. So we're coming in here. And it's a double jump, so no ramp speed lost. And then here... oh, it's not a down ramp. So you can definitely... the aim there was to land on the down ramp and get speed off of that. But then coming round, it gives you the ability to come round here. You'd want to get the down ramp, the tiny little trick down ramp there, but that's going to be really difficult to aim. You do come out with less speed, but you're able to strafe for so much longer through this section and aim this and get a much better line through there to get that down ramp, which could be more important. And it'll be interesting to see if anyone can put all of those things together, or whether we're, before the time of that sort of perfection, we're going to see some other different routes. But yeah, that's a very, very cool trick and a very difficult one indeed. Next up, we have Tofu taking us into the 39-second runs. 0.27 faster than Cute Bones with a 39.86. There's going to be a lot of well I missed of that, especially because a lot of these parts are super tech, super small advantages, and they're going to add up over time. And you're going to have to make a choice between some of them, and some of them will work with one start that wouldn't work with another. So taking the route that Cute Bones did might not work for someone taking, like that little trick jump, might not work for someone taking the blue path for more speed prior. Something that I did like about this route, so for me, the blue route was a lot faster, but I did see that but if I really pushed, this yellow route at the start would be faster. Okay, so we're back to that. So this is sort of standard, I would say. I mean, standard's always biased by whatever I've done for the week. But especially this week, I feel standard is quite useful for me since I didn't play all that much. Interesting. Oh, I completely missed that one. I didn't even think about that at all. Of course you can take the lesser ramp and still get up. There's like... own up, hands up who missed that, who didn't even think. Take the shallower ramp. Woodchester missed it. JH found it on the last day. Uchi missed it. Like, you're in good company if you've missed that one. I mean, Woodchester's missed it, so that's a hint into the next run. 0.03. Think about how fast it could have been. It's all these little things. They don't save that much. So some of them potentially may have been just not worth going for the skill level, for the spacing that you happen to be getting, for the enjoyment of playing the game, quite frankly. It can be better to just miss these sort of things sometimes. Very tight round that corner though. Grazing the wall. Nicely done here. Absolutely beautiful on that. Doesn't do the double jump trick, but very little speed loss anyway. A little bit long on that section, so you have to take a tighter turn. That's a really nice ramp. Up and over here. Cleans it pretty well through there. The other advantage of that tofu trick on the shallower ramp, it's not just a shallower ramp. It also gives you a wider entrance, which lets you take the one more jump setup for the other ramp to get up onto the top ledge, and you're going to be able to take it at a shallower angle, lose less speed. So it's kind of a double boost. You're losing less speed and you're giving yourself the better line to lose less speed in the future. Rolling it on to Uchi then. With a 39.81. We are in one of those clumps of very tight together people for quite a while now. If we call 0.1 a tight clump between each player, then we've got about 5 players to go through. Woodchester, just to say, you're Asian champion, because we need one, so we put him in the other side of Turkey. Good start from Uchi, very clean and tidy through there. Nice jump. Yeah, that's a good graze. You're in the right place. Nicely able to take this corner with a W turn. Sets up well for this. That's a very nice jump across. Gets a good amount of speed. Low amount of speed lost through there. That double jump sets up nicely, actually. So Uchi did miss the other trick, but that's where you're going to be coming into that wall. It's going to be really difficult to avoid that wall any faster than how Uchi's going. Although we do know that Uchi is the sort of player to drift wide. Which is, you know, we've seen every time. Goes faster, goes wider. Ends up elsewhere. Crashes into walls. So let's see what another 0.05 can do with Kyle. Possibly the best dual and DeFrag combo player in the world. Depends how you weight those two things. But yeah, Kyle, a very top duelist, and fantastic movement in that, of course, as well. Always helps. Although sometimes you do just end up never going back to duel. Yeah, him and Rainbow. Rainbow possibly better at DeFrag. Because Kyle's much more strafe, doesn't do weapons too well. Rainbow, I don't know who would be better these days. It's been a long time since I've seen either of the two of them duel. Good down ramp, very strong. Nice AD turn. Bit heavy on that, but does get the down ramp, which is the important part. The heavier you take it, the less chance of getting the down ramp. Still strafing through here, gets an absolutely beautiful up ramp on that. Keeps it well. Keeping it together through here. Really fast on the gas. Slower than a previous run, but fantastic all the way through there. Kept it really clean. Like the opposite of how we saw Uchi. Uchi runs really wide, keeps going fast, whereas Kyle keeps it much tighter to the corners. Loses a lot more speed and potentially doesn't gain the speed that Uchi might be doing. But yeah, Kyle keeps it tight line. Slower overall speed, tighter line versus Uchi's wide lines. Next up we have the most beloved by the game player, 2, with 0.1 faster. So I'm still grouping these. 0.1 still counts.
2.
And it does it again. 3 for 3. The game loves the guy. Absolutely fantastic. 2. Nice up ramp. W turns all the way through there. Still W turning. Still W. These are some harsh excuse me. That's gets the down ramp there, I think. Still W turning. Surely there has to be an AD turn here. There is not. What's going on? Still W. And yeah, it's W turn to the end. I'd say chop this guy's AD keys off, but you need them to normal strafe. So, you know, W turn all the way through. Based. Very, very cool. A stylish run there from 2. Entering our top 10 is Ash. I have to, as always, shout out the amazing maps that Ash has done for a phenomenal amount of XWCs. It's going to be weird to have this tournament. Ash has pretty much provided the map 5 since I've started playing, which is at least since 2020 where I properly started playing. So it will be a little bit weird for Ash to not make map 5. But here we go. 39.57. This is 0.09 faster. We are still in that bundle of 5 that I was talking about. And here we go. Not so much. Oh yeah, that's true. There was no Ash map in 2025. There is actually a part made Ash map hanging around somewhere, I believe. But yeah, we had too many maps, so. Ooh, nicely done. Ash, just a very fast player. Like, it's super strong start and will probably just be really fast. We do have the checkpoint data for this week. If anyone... I might just go and ping it in the main Discord if anyone wants to take a look at it and see what's going on. Let's replay Ash's map, and I'm going to go and ping this into the main Discord. If I download that. Okay, there you go. Main Discord has the checkpoints for anybody who wants to queue up any information about checkpoints and stuff. I haven't had a chance to break them down or anything before the stream, but at least we got them this week. Misses these down ramps towards the end. That's just, there's not much you can do about that in the end because it's a straight line. Wait, shit. Gone. IP addresses in the CSV leaked. Oh dear. Rolling on to the next one. Source. With a 41. So we are out of that tight bundle. With this one being 0.16 faster than Ash's run. Very nice start. 1200 through there. Unless Ash got that, I don't think we saw it. I wasn't looking too tight at Ash's speedometer. Very nice through there. Clean through there. We still haven't seen another double jumper. I don't know if that's just because of the spacing being really difficult to get. But yeah. And finally another early up ramper on that lighter side. Comes through with good speed and crushes it. Checkpoint's done. There's a very nice run from Source. It's only in 9th place, which isn't great for Source. That is, of course, your continental North American champion. Next up, they have a variable JH8, 0.07 faster than Source. Saying, how's that slower than my run? That is normally what you say. I think you said that every round so far, and multiple rounds in XDWC as well. It's difficult to not see all the mistakes in your own run, and then you watch somebody else's run and you notice the things that they did better, rather than spotting the things that they missed out on, because you've seen how many things in your run can go wrong, and you've seen little bits, but there could just be one section, especially on a map like this. Like, look at when you lose speed on this map, and you just kind of don't. So potentially, yeah, you can just kind of snowball. Yeah, you could just have a better route. Yeah, Uchi, how's this faster than my route? Oh, you nearly died. Fair enough. More down ramps in the end. That definitely helped. For sure. Just the bit that you can't control after the side up ramp into that final second last straight. That one, difficult to control, and I think you had more up ramps. And we're talking 0.07, so we are talking the sort of things that you can make that time on. Rolling into the next one, because I see what the splits are going to look like. Silney, 0.09 faster than JH. Huge DJ cancel. He booked the DJ and then he cancelled it. Didn't need him for the party. Nice inside. Very clean runs. At that very start, the little S-bend wiggle chicaney type thing. That was super nice. Up the side ramp. That's a glorious low slider ramp there. Super smooth. Wish you could see what I'm doing with my hands. But I'm not tied in my room for these streams, so no webcam. Very nice inside. I don't think we've seen too many people being able to get the speed at the end there to take that inside. So, very nice. In 6th place, Vert, who's been very quiet this week in this whole tournament. 38.76, a huge jump up in time. 0.49, nearly half a second. So we've got to see a route difference, surely. I mean, it will still be routes that we've seen. I don't think we've seen anything, we're going to see anything new for the rest of the tournament. But we're going to see new combinations. Okay, the ramp up, very nice. There we finally see it. Or, sorry, ramp skip up, I guess. Gets a down ramp on that corner. Beautiful. Really clean there. 10 speed loss, I think. That was pretty harsh. You can definitely get better than that. Nicely done here. Gets onto here much faster than everybody else, so getting much more down ramps than we've seen. Doesn't quite get as tight in, but yeah, very nice. You say so Vert brings the routes, but we have seen that before, and I can't remember who did it. Multiple people got very close to it, but getting that down ramp in that section has happened. But it was also, watch this start, to 1,200 by here, super nice there. Clean through here. Gets the double jump. Lands on top. Nice spacing through here. Oh, he gets the double jump, so he gets the big down ramp. It's not just a normal down ramp. That's glorious. This could get cleaned up a lot. That's probably the biggest mistake on the run, but it's made up for by how clean that is. And then all the way through here, the bit you can do nothing about, gets good spacing through there. Could maybe go a tiny bit tighter at the end if we're nitpicking, but absolutely fantastic. Bringing us into our podium with Delta. 38.74. No 37s. It's a 0.02 improvement. No, it's not. Wait, what? Yes, it is a 0.02 improvement. I can't read. I need to put lines and outlines on my spreadsheet so I can figure it out. Let's see. Is Delta just taking the same route? Has Delta got a scuffed faster route? Has Delta got a better executed slower route? That's super nice and super fast. Gets a beautiful up ramp around that corner. Super clean through there, not quite as good as Vert, but that was much better than Vert. Super nice through there. Gets on the strafe. Just being a tiny bit faster can bring you a lot of reward in this sort of section we're seeing now. Delta right at that end section was a bit faster than Vert was through the end and gained more because they were getting further down the down ramp, so therefore descending more speed gained. It's them sort of fine margins. Yeah, there's a lot more route variance than I expected. I mean, after last week where we had almost no route variance till the end, and then this week where there's plenty and it's such small amounts of routes, I fully expected it to just be take the yellow path the whole way through. Rolling in us 4th place, 0.03 faster than Delta, we have Shinx, which I very much expect to be, well, I don't know, because there hasn't been a standard route at all. Every route has been different, so I can't just say it'll be the same but faster, which is normally what Shinx pulls off. Nothing too fancy. Oh, nicely done. We'll have to take a look at that in slow motion. We finally see that. Taking it all the way around this corner. So Shinx is pulling off some fancy tech that we're finally seeing. Pretty nice on there. Double jump probably gets you good spacing. It does indeed. There was a little wiggle adjustment to get the double jump, so that tends to mean that you want the double jump. Very nicely inside towards the end there. And it's an early run in the round because Shinx had no checkpoints. Let's take a look at this double jump off the side ramp, because this is what I was talking about that I thought that Cute Bones had managed to pull off but didn't quite manage to get. No one trying to strafe to the last wall to get the speed record. I think there's better ways to get the speed record on this map. Nicely done through here. Oh wait, I missed it. Hold on. Never mind. Like, I'm an idiot. I was reading chat. So we come round through here. Take this, and then we DJ here. That doesn't even look like a DJ, but it is, because he doesn't lose any speed, so it can't be a ramp jump. But then swing it round here, and look at the slight adjustment here. Boom. Down ramp. Gain an extra 20 speed. And really, really nice strafing. You could take that round to that other inside route even, if you wanted to. But Shinx decides to go on this outside route. It makes it very difficult to get round this corner and doesn't give you the best setup for there, but Shinx gets a beautiful one. How are we doing here? 50 speed loss. It's not great, but you'll definitely take it. There's ways to get round there with absolutely no speed loss, but I don't know how possible that is at the higher speeds of these guys are going. I assume it's still possible, but that it's not worth super stressing over. Into our top 3, we enter with Frosty 0.06 faster than Shinx. Shout out to Lightbringer. Shotgun. Did Frosty know what was going to happen in round number 4? This is some very high speed at the start. Big strafes. Gets the double jump, gets the extra 20 speed, and takes it to the inside. Taking this round. No extra speed vert trick. Absolutely crazy. Very low speed lost there. Very, very nicely done. Gets a good ramp up. Gets a little wiggle. Gets the spacing in the right place though with that little wiggle. Not much strafing you can do on there. Pretty good inside. Strafes it all the way into the finish. Going for that speed record. Let's take a look at any of that again in slow motion that we need to see. Very, very clean run from Frosty. Starting to put all of the bits together. We're starting to see what potentially is going to be the fastest of the routes. and where the big time gains can come from. So nicely through here. Good boost, about 20 speed. Gets rocking and rolling. Clean round here. Good up there, 20 speed loss I would say. Then here, pretty decent, considering the angle that they came in at. 25 speed loss, you'll take that, for sure. You'll take that. This bit, we've got, yeah, a good amount of speed loss, but it's fine. A little wiggle, 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 like a CS player. And we're up. And then coming through here. Okay, we're starting to get a little bit long on the ramp, so I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to see right at the bottom on the next runs. Let's stick it with Woe, who's had some fantastic ends. So watch out for that to be how it goes. Yeah, I saw Frosty only, like, it always, I forgot about it for such a long time, because I remember him saying in, like, when he first joined Xonotic, we were asking you all how long he'd been playing for and stuff, all the pros. And yeah, Frosty was like, yeah, I've only been playing for like 3 years. And it's brutal. But at least he was a B-Hop pro. It does hurt playing Momentum mod when some random surfer comes in and beats the best time you could get in a DeFrag run. It's like, oh, am I just bad? Yes, is the answer. Very nice start from Woe. Very little speed loss. Gets the DJ up and around. Oh, that's such a good side ramp. So clean on this route. That's clean as well. Gets a good down ramp there. Nice DJ. Gets you good spacing in here. The little wiggle there. Woe, also a source game player for a while. Takes it round. Super inside to the finish. And very, very cleanly across the line. We'll take a look at that again. That was a fantastic run. And just as I predicted, the end. The end of the run. The gaining of speed and finishing super tight to that wall. In the end, that's what did it. Because there is 0.06 difference between those two. Frosty and Woe. Very clean. Tight to that wall, keeps it super close in there. Nice W turn. Very little speed loss there. Gains a lot of speed here. This is super nice. Crouching? AD croucher. No speed loss on that corner pretty much, I think. Very slidey glide. Decent chunk there, but it seems to be the spacing doesn't really work at these speeds off of the slide, that you just don't have the options. And there's nowhere to do it. You might as well eat. You're only losing 10 extra speed versus a perfect clean slide. Very little speed loss on this one. Flicking it up. Gorgeous through there. And then we've got to get it in the ultra slow motion for how close this wall comes. Strafe in, adjust the strafe, let the strafe come to you. Fighting it, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And here we go. The final run. Realistically, the fight between Woshinks and Frosty is your main fight because far and away ahead and shoulders above everybody else. 0.45 seconds this week, Goblin. The route that he found in the first 15 minutes and probably a time that he set in the first 15 minutes. Let's go, a 38.14. What tricks and trials will Goblin have found? Yeah, this is a last day time, but we'll have a look at the history after and see when you set a time that would stick as world record to now. Because that's normally about 10 minutes after the round starts. We need Dizzy back. Dizzy did the same stuff. Super clean and tight in there. Real low speed. DJ cancel. Nearly realistically on the right route to get that vert trick. Very clean through there. That's absolutely gorgeous. That's what I was talking about with a perfect line. Doesn't even go for the outside, just takes a beautiful side. That was JH's route, nearly crashing into the step, pretty close to the end, and boom. He's just too good. We play it again. Can anybody stop him? At all? Ramp skip was bait all along. The spacing for Goblin's ramp and the fact that Goblin is insane at ADs helps a lot, because taking the slimmer ramp at the end is very much better for being able to take the next corner. So like, look at this. No speed loss. He loses 2 speed, I think, there. You don't need the DJ trick if you can do that. Then coming through here could absolutely... Oops, that's the wrong one. Could absolutely get the down ramp with this line. It gets it up there. Very clean. Then coming through here. Super smooth. A decent ramp, but nothing that we haven't... You know, nothing too bad. And you're going to get a good down ramp here. And it sets up for this absolutely gorgeous landing. What are we losing? 89, 90, 2 speed. 2 speed lost through there. And then the spacing works out with a double jump here. So you could go to the outside line, but actually you're landing so close to the bottom that you're really losing the same speed anyway. The difference being that the setup for this ramp here, much different, but Goblin lands it beautifully. We're going to see him come much closer to the wall than we saw anybody else get in recent times with the ramp to the outside. Nearly eats that ledge. Dropping down again. The faster you go, the faster you go, because you're getting more ramps towards the end. Boom. Through into the finish. A glorious run from Goblin. Let's take a quick look at the history of the week. I'll bring that up over onto the main screen. F11, round 3, history. So let's drop it to Goblin. So where does he set the run? 6-7? 6-3 is here. 6-7 is here. So on the 8th of March, the tournament started on the 7th. By midday the next day, he's tied. What woe? Oh no, woe does improve. Why are there no dots on this? Never mind, woe improves to 59. Where'd you get a 59 then? Yeah, you get a 50. Cool. Like 3 days. It's quite rude, really. And then you just see everybody else pack in. Boom. 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 Super tight. Super tight. Big jump with Vert. That trick really did pay off, because that trick with the down ramp, double jump down ramp, gaining an extra 40 speed, massive. Absolutely massive. I think it's like some have dots and some don't for some reason if you look down the sidebar. Strange. Super close there. Nice work from JH, improving pretty good towards the end. And Sauce and Ash, and it gets a bit messy after you put 10 on. So very, very nicely done for everybody. What's the distribution like? What are we missing? So we are missing a run of 53 seconds. No 53-second runs. And then further down, of course. But 53, you're still in a pretty good under a minute, you know. Good amount of players setting times under a minute. Most players between 41 and 42 seconds. It's a good week. It is a very, very good week. What was the other thing that I said I was going to take a look at? I was going to take a look at... I wish we had a whiz run. Oh, what it does to the overall. That was it. That was it. Where's my spreadsheet gone? I've lost it. Here we go. The all-important spreadsheet. On the overall, we have Goblin in first place cruising out front, over 100 points ahead of Woe in second place with, let's do some quick spreadsheeting. Sum that one minus that one. That'll do. Okay, so difference between the one and the one below. Wait, I think I screwed that up. No, I didn't. We're all good. We're all good. So we have Goblin out front, 105 points ahead of Woe, who is 12 points ahead of Frosty, all to play for there. Still very close between Frosty and Shinx with 55 points. Getting a little bit further between Delta and Shinx. But the points are pretty close. We have a grand total of the top 10 separated by 515 points. So very nice there. And then a nice 69 between 2 and Kyle. 8 points separates Cute Bones, Wood Jizzer, and then a further 8 to Ash. So it's super close down here. The fight for the top 20, because this is one below as well. Yeah, so 2 points between Fetus and WHT. We have 2 rounds remaining on this. It's going to be very interesting to see where everybody comes and what the top 20 looks like next week. So take a look at that and try and remember what that looks like. Thank you very, very much for watching. I believe that is everything. I did forget to take a look at the overall scores as of last week. But that is all of it for you. Come back where we have some fantastic shotgunning action on next week's map in round 4. And then we'll be on to round 5. It's coming. Thank you very much for watching. Congratulations to Goblin. Thank you for everyone who played and watched. Hop on the server and enjoy. See you next time.